Hello and welcome back to the Remembering Tuscola webcast. I'm here with Mike Carroll and Bill Englehardt. I'm David Porter, and I said off air that I said I thought they would get a lot of this week's pictures, and Mike thought that was too much pressure. So I now think they're not going to get any of them.
There you
And
go.
so I don't know, Mike. Does that mean am I supposed to say in your intro you're the smartest guy I know or the dumbest guy I know?
Well, you can
I,
say I'm the smartest guy you know, but still the pictures are unbelievably difficult and
so
nobody
we want to.
Tuscola could get one of them. So if we get one, we're even smarter than you think.
I see. So
So you got
on
to,
the one hand, the bar is up here, and the other hand, the bar is down.
The bar can be very
well,
low.
the pictures you're going to show us are just impossible. So if Bill and I get one of them, it just
Yeah.
verifies our genius.
I hope we get the first one.
Yeah. Well, that's Joe Cannon back there. We
Yeah,
got
that's
one.
Joe Cannon. We got one already.
Yeah, you already got one. That's Uncle Joe Cannon.
The other one's Uncle Joe Cannon.
They're both Uncle Joe Cannon. Those are cigar box labels.
Wouldn't you like to have the box?
Oh yeah, it's worth some money.
Mm.
Yeah. I think
Just to have a label.
I don't know where they came from. They're unused labels. I don't know if they're reproductions or what they are, but anyway, they're colorful and bright. And Uncle Joe Cannon, as people should know, once resided in Tuscola for many years. Kind of got his start here.
First state's attorney of Douglas County.
Became Speaker of the House for many years, and I think he actually started his legal career in Shelbyville, didn't he?
Yeah, and he came up here on a train. Frank Lincoln knows all about it. He came up on a train and either accidentally got off on his way to Danville or ran out of money. But he wound up being a lawyer, first state's attorney, had an office above the old bank building, had a house here. Walmsley and Cannon's Addition down in the south part of town was developed by Joe Cannon.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the very first person on the cover of the very first Time magazine. He was the most powerful, they called him the most powerful man in America. Speaker of the House, Czar Cannon.
Lives across, or that house is across from Larry Bean.
Yes.
On the corner. Shipley lives there now.
Probably arguably the most famous Tuscola resident of all time.
There are several places in town where he either owned property or lived. In fact, I think a house he lived in is currently for sale.
Yes, it is. I believe so.
Yeah.
And another house he owned had been at North Ward Square before the high school was there. I believe where Bill's lot was.
Bill was going to build on top of Joe Cannon's, and he just passed up a chance of a lifetime.
He did. He
did.
History goes by the wayside.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I think people sometimes forget, and we're going to see in this week's picture some, is that there were periods of time in where Tuscola was really on the map and still is to some degree because, you know, we're all here. So that puts us on the map. But WDZ.
What do you mean we?
You, me, Bill? Well, it's just you, Mike?
That's an old Lone Ranger joke, Tonto.
WDZ was what, the second or third radio station in the country?
Yeah.
And when it started doing the entertainment, I mean, it started out to give farm news, but as it grew into the entertainment area, it was sort of the Grand Ole Opry of its time.
It was.
And a lot of the performers not only became famous, like Smiley Burnett became a film star, but they were famous when they were here. They were well known, and it was kind of the place to be. So we've got a couple of WDZ pictures coming up.
Okay, Tuscola still is the place to be, David. It's the middle of the middle.
Now we do
Illinois, as Chris Hill
that's in trouble from an engineering standpoint.
Oh, Gus's Candy Kitchen. Bill and I were at Taco Tuesday with a group of people, and one of them, Dennis Opperman, put out a call that if 500 of us would donate $500 a piece, we could get Devin the money she needs to fix up Gus's. So
There you go.
put forth a plea for 500 people out there. I didn't say 498. So that's it is a landmark. And I tell you what, I don't know, Tuscola, I don't know. They have a tourism council, but the center of all tourism now in Tuscola has got to be Gus's. So I would hope all the efforts are dedicated to somehow helping Gus's with our tourism council.
It's a landmark.
We've lost them all. And one of the reasons we restored downtown with that program Danny Cly started was the mall may not be there forever. The car dealers may not be there forever. So let's resurrect our original tax base, which we did. And I think it's doing a great job downtown. We've really, you can't even park downtown. It's like the old days of the 50s, the heydays. But if Gus's goes, it'll be Flesser's. It'll be a tremendous blow to the town. So let's hope they can pull it off.
Yeah, so I haven't looked up the link yet, but there is a GoFundMe currently online. So if you're familiar with the GoFundMe, the means of raising money for a cause, and you can type in, I'm sure you can type in the word Flessers, and it should come up.
You know, I called it Gus's. It always was Flesser's Candy Kitchen, but we always called it Gus's, didn't we, in high school?
Oh yeah, still do.
Yeah, still call it Gus's.
Well, it's Flesser's Candy Kitchen, and so that's what you'll need to look for if you're looking online. If you look up Gus's, you're going to be helping out
Greeks, the Greek island.
Some guy's canoe rental business in Kentucky. I don't know.
Well, he needs help too, David.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get started on some pictures.
All right.
Let's hope we get one of them right, because that'll be
well, you know, if you don't get this one right, we're in trouble.
Okay.
That's David Porter, it looks like.
Oh
my gosh, there's the Flesser.
Speaking of Gus's.
Speaking of Gus's.
Yep, these are
Gus's family.
Yes,
name them off,
absolutely. Well, in the front, bottom right, that's Sophie. Then Helen is sitting next to her.
Greg Skinner's mother.
That's Greg Skinner's mother. Behind there is George. That's George. Then Aunt Viola Flesser in the middle, and then Paul on the right.
A young Paul Flesser.
A young Paul Flesser. My goodness.
Look at that.
Now, you know, as much as time as I spent with the family, I've never seen that picture.
You know, I've never seen it either. Helen, of course, stayed, and Helen and Bill kept the place alive. Gus was later in life. Paul came back near the end of Gus's life, and Vi worked there and was married
Chris Voltus.
Chris Voltus, quite a guy.
Yeah.
Chris Voltus was how do you describe Chris? Not a huckster.
Well, that's a good description.
He opened a cleaning store in Champaign on Neal Street. A big sign said, "Drop your pants here." Remember,
Yeah.
We played a lot of golf with Chris.
That's true.
And now, tell me about George.
George worked. He was vice president at the bank under Grover Helm, and he died very young, had cancer.
Gus was a big investor with the bank, right?
He was the chairman of the board.
Yeah,
Gus was, and George passed away when he was young. I forget what year it was and how old he was exactly, but he was very young. Sophie died when she was young as well.
Now, Paul had two kids, of course, Devin, who runs the show, and Ann Beck, who used to be co-owner, and then Helen had Greg and Essie.
Well, there's also Scott, so there's a third one that you...
Scott, I'm sorry.
Yes. Vi didn't have children.
Vi didn't have any children?
No, she was the oldest, and she after her mother passed away, see, that was due to complications in birth from Sophie.
Yeah.
But Aunt Vi basically raised them. She was the mother of the family, so to speak.
Paul's a handsome guy. You can see in Paul's face, you can see his son, Scott, and you can see his grandson a little
Does
bit.
look like Scott.
Can't you see young Paul, his grandson?
Yeah,
A little bit.
George had
With shorter hair.
George's widow lived in Mattoon, and she had a son, Philip, I believe, Philip. And so, anyway, what a wonderful.
What a great shot. Was this a petted shot once again?
Yeah, this is a petted shot. I was gonna save this one for last.
Oh, no.
You guys started
we got
talking about
one.
We've already achieved genius status in Tuscola.
Well, I figured if I saved it for last, the show's winding down, we can get a little carried away. I knew if I did it first, we'd spend 30 minutes on the first photo, and
we could spend 30 more if you want.
Yeah, this photo is from June 14th, 1940.
Wow.
So this picture is 84 years old, and the family had been in the candy business in Tuscola by that time already for probably 25 years.
Well, another bit of trivia. Helen in 1940 was a senior at Tuscola High School, and she was a classmate of my mother, who was 1940, and they were good friends. My mom always thought the world of Helen. And they both worried about their son staying out of prison.
Yep.
Well, that's what's her name? Joy of Cooking, Baird. What was her name? That's Julia Childs. Came to Tuscola for WDS. Now, this is a WDZ photo, I think, isn't it?
Okay.
Radio thing. She talked about recipes and stuff. WDZ.
That looks like a school setting to me. This must be the home ec teacher at Tuscola High School.
So we got two theories out there, David.
What year is this?
The year is 1949. The point goes to Bill Englehardt. I believe, I couldn't be certain, but the envelope, all it says is home advisor.
That's what it is.
I thought is that a microphone, a fan, or a heater above the phone there? What is that?
I think it's a fire deal.
Oh, I thought it was a WDZ microphone.
Yeah, I don't think they just stick them on the wall like that.
We will have to check a 49 year book.
I've got that cooking book. I still cook by that Joy of Cooking book.
Yeah, I think I've got a copy of that. I don't know what this says up here.
I don't know.
Something to do with Christmas and being happy.
You sure it's not Julia
This woman looks familiar.
It is not Julia Childs.
You know, that looks like the home ec teacher. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you could be.
Thanks for joining the program, Mike.
Yeah. Well, if I can help, just let me know.
It's hard to win, David. It's hard to win a point.
Look, Bill, you must have shot baskets in that room too, because they've got steel things over the window. You must have shot baskets in there. This is in the gym.
I thought this was probably either North Ward or South Ward, but it could have been.
It looks like South Ward.
Could have been wasn't the North Ward of the high school at the time?
Yes, in 1940, that was the high school. But
yeah, that's
once again, they've got the steel mesh over the windows. I mean, either we had a lot of home invasions back then, or
break-ins,
or Bill was shooting a lot of basketballs in every room. Bill broke a lot of windows in his basketball career.
I was 11 months old.
Yeah. And I was okay. We got this one, Bill. Look at that fab soap down there. Wow. Look at some
Quaker Oats.
There's doe skin up there.
Yeah.
Quaker Oats. Cigar box. Look at the cigars, Dave. What kind of cigars are on the left?
Did you get any comments on this?
No. I'm not. Oh, where are the cigars? Up here on the second shelf?
Yeah, top shelf left, up. Aren't those cigars?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. It says tissues.
Well, same thing. You can smoke them in tissues.
There's Charmin. Don't squeeze the Charmin.
If you roll them up tight, you can smoke them.
Yeah. Spick and span.
Perfect.
Bon-Ami. Fab.
Perfect's cleaner.
Wow.
Bon-Ami.
I don't know these gentlemen.
No, I'm familiar with Fab and spick and span
Yeah, we know some of the,
and quick roads.
Yeah, we know some of those. I don't know where this is. And all the help I have on this, let me shine a light on it. These
Connor.
are
Deb Connor ought to know this.
written in pencil. Yeah, it just says Chicago Daily News. So this picture was taken. Oh, it says over. Let's see. Left to right. Left is George Erb. And the other is William Manny of Ivesdale.
You know, I was going to say George Erb, but I didn't want to make a fool of myself. Who is George Erb?
I have no idea.
Did he run a herb grocery store?
No.
It says George Erb and district manager. So I can't tell if George Erb is the district manager or William Manny is the district manager.
I have no idea.
Well, there was that grocery store known as Urban Manning, wasn't it?
I wonder if this is a store in Ivesdale.
Yeah.
You know, Ivesdale used to have a tavern.
It still does, doesn't it?
Do they?
I think so.
I haven't.
Catholic church and a tavern.
They used to have dancing on a Saturday night, I know.
Yeah.
Well, it was just girls dancing.
Yeah, but you were there watching.
It
No,
could be Ivesdale.
Could be.
Oh boy, we know this woman.
Do we? Pretty
Well,
hair.
She gives us initials, we do.
Nice looking young lady.
It is.
Well,
This is 1940 also.
the last initial is P. I've got a first and middle, but I don't know if that's her or her husband because it says Mrs. 1943,
Parker?
Mrs. G.E. Parker. I think that's Parker. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guessed one, Mike.
Oh, I know that.
Who would that be related to Dick Park?
Well, that's the
One that worked at the U of I
yeah.
that had a little trouble.
Had a little trouble at the Club Teray.
Mm-hmm. I believe
All
so.
right.
And I both had trouble at the Club Teray though, so that's common.
Yeah, yeah. That happens.
Oh boy.
This guy looks familiar.
Yeah.
You know him.
I do. Yeah, we know him, but who is it?
Well, no, give us initials.
J.W.
Wynn,
No,
Max,
No.
Wilmore,
No.
no,
Waddington,
Williams.
Williams.
no.
Weininger
You're close.
on Williams.
This is James Weisner.
Jimmy
Oh,
Weisner.
Jim Weisner. I'll be darned. Why didn't I say Weisner?
Yeah, he was born about, let me guess here real quick. Jim was born about 1944 or 43.
Well, Bert was 46.
Jim was a couple years older.
Yeah, so this is about
43,
44,
44.
43 or 44. Married to Martha.
Martha
I
Smith.
can't really
Smith.
tell if that's a 41 or a 46 on this picture.
Well, 46, he's born about 43, so that'd be about right.
The 41 must not be 41 then, unless he's older than you think.
Yeah,
Well, he was born, you say the photo's 1941?
In 1940 something, it looks like a 1, but
No, it's probably, no, because he was the class of 1962, I think, wasn't he?
61.
61 or 2.
awfully hard to tell. It could be a 6. There's a little bit of a something down at the bottom.
Well, that would make sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense. If it's 46, then he'd been 3 or 4 years old.
Boyd
Boyd
and Harriet Reeder Weisner.
Weisner's
Yeah.
son. Boyd and Harriet. Wonderful people.
Wonderful people. Boyd was a great guy.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I know all these guys, I think, if I can look at them carefully enough.
Second one in the back row left is Kenny Ring, it looks like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like. We don't know.
Yeah. The bottom, I can start at the bottom right is Lloyd Ashwell,
Yeah.
lower right.
I can tell that.
And
That's Cork.
Corky Waters is the third one in from the right. These are some out of town guys. They're not all Tuscola guys. they put together a Tuscola
This is
Eastern Illinois
probably
East
EI.
EI League team.
Oh, that's Carl Connor.
Third one in from the up top left is shortstop Carl Connor. Second one in, I do believe, is Kenny Ring, a second baseman. Any more Tuscola guys up there?
I think the team manager is a Burmeister murderer. Look at the hat.
Yeah. You got someone beating on the door there.
Do you have names on it?
I do have a lot of names. This picture is from 1957. Let me get better lighting in here for these. Oh, 1951. Moose baseball team. And there's a note inside that says Oakall Valley League champs 1950 and 51.
Cork graduated in 49, and Carl did about then too. Kenny was about that era, wasn't he? 48, 49.
So I've got several names. Carol Hausman says left to right back, K Ring, that's Carl Connor, question mark, D Ware.
Dick Ware. And there's another there's another Ware right next to him.
Then that must be the question mark. Well, no, let's see.
A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The sixth one in is one of the Ware boys, John or Dick. I don't know who the fifth one is, but that's a Ware boy, the sixth one in that's got the soulful looking eyes.
Okay, well then she's got S. Hartman, C. Sanderson.
Oh,
Charlie Sanderson.
Charlie Sanderson.
And
yeah, I see it now.
Jimmy Hartman.
Front row, left to right, question mark, E. Asheville, C. Waters, question mark, Lloyd Asheville. She said,
Yeah.
Jim says, give him a minute, he will name them all.
Who said that?
Jim
Bill.
Housen.
Well, Jim played baseball, good baseball player, played in the mid-50s. He would have been a young kid then.
Chubb Connor's got a few more names. So Chubb says K Ring, C Connor, F Waters, question mark, D Ware, S Hartman, C Sanderson, question mark, J Logan, E Asheville, Cork Waters, L Blasey, and L
Yeah,
Asheville.
Lauren Bloss?
Lauren Bloss.
Which one did he say is Lauren Bloss?
Next to Court.
Next to between Cork and Lloyd Asheville.
That's Lauren Bloss. Okay, he was he was also class of 49. That class of 49 was Bill McCarty's class.
Good, great class.
They got a lot of guys in the Hall of Fame. Everybody talks about that.
Good athletic class.
One of the great classes. And Cork was the star. What's his name? Meyer. Wayne Meyer was that 49 class, most valuable player in football. I don't see Wayne there. I don't know if Wayne was a baseball player.
No, don't believe so.
Corky was, I've never heard much about Cork in hardball, but in softball, he was one of the best pitchers in the area. He pitched they recruited him for Perfect Window in Decatur, and he won the Nationals a couple times. I think he was a great, great softball pitcher. Well, he's great at everything. I think basketball, football. Yeah, Bill McCarty wrote me one time after I'd won a tournament, and he said, you got one thing on Corky. Corky could not play golf. Corky go out, thought he would master golf with one swing, and he got mad and threw his clubs in the lake. What was that, man? Oh, you had no trouble getting rid of it.
What was he selling?
Solar panels.
We got Owen will put them on.
I know. I said we have some.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is
looks
like 1940 again.
Does the dress and the hair give it away?
No, that's coming back, by the way.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Taylor Swift does not look like that.
Well, her hair's starting to get that way.
Yeah.
You got initials?
E W.
That's not Boyd's first wife, is it? Edith Weisner.
Not that I'm aware
They're
of.
close.
Be his mother.
Close.
His mother.
It's his mother.
I'll be darned.
Emily Ron Weisner.
My goodness.
Well, what year is this?
This is
40?
1945. Mother to Boyd Weisner and Phyllis Weisner Groff.
Wow.
Mrs. H.A. Weisner.
That's interesting. Of course, having known Boyd and certainly knew his children, knew his
Yeah.
grandchildren.
Boyd was the salt of the earth kind of guy.
Really
My mom
a good person, gentleman.
thought the world of him.
Yeah.
Well, now there's Taylor Swift.
Becky looked good in that outfit.
Becky, we
don't you
found an
think?
outfit for you to wear to prom.
Yeah, I think you'd really look good in this, Beck. It's
Becky?
got some flowers on it, some color,
Let's go up to Talbot's and
Little
see if
bit.
they
a little bit of a hat.
see it all matches, honey.
Oh,
See
yeah.
The
Yeah,
cummerbund, the
yeah.
cummerbund, the jacket, and the hat.
The hat.
You could pull it together with the pearls.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
had two pictures with two different outfits for the same person. So I
What's
used them both.
Got her cummerbund on.
She just took her jacket and her hat off. Why don't you take your hat and jacket off?
She did. She just took the
Yeah.
Took her hat and the jacket off.
made a whole different look.
What's her
Remember
next-
what your mother used to say?
Oh, yeah.
Leave your hat on.
I was my mom's in the nursing home and she's totally confused about age. And she asked me one day how old I was. And I said, what do you think? And she goes, 20, 21? And I take my hat off and she screams. And she says, put it back on, put it back on. Mom's little boy had
Boy's
grown up.
Grown up.
We were talking earlier about Cannon's addition. That was Cannon and what?
Walmsley.
Mhm.
This is Mrs. D.H. Walmsley,
Wow.
Yeah.
1938.
Mm.
Never seen her before.
No.
I'll never.
Oh,
there's
that's
McCumber.
McCumber.
That is Doug's dad and mom.
Mhm.
That is Doug McCumber's dad and mom. Look at a young, and she graduated in 41.
She's the last member of the class still living.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Catherine McCumber. Her dad was Ellis, who heating, plumbing. Herschel.
Mhm.
We saw a picture of him last week.
You know, Doug
Catherine
did.
and Ray McCumber.
Ray McCumber. Doug looks a lot like him, and Doug's son looks a lot like him. Handsome couple.
Here's one of those WDZ pictures I alluded to earlier.
That's Lazy Milner, they called him. That's Hee-Haw era of Tuscola.
It was. This is it says Jim Day.
From Atwood, Days from Atwood.
Well, I don't know. D-A-Y says taken for poll and WLW. So I don't know if he went to another radio station. It doesn't say WDZ. It says WLW.
A traitor.
Decatur.
Or maybe came from another radio station.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
I think
we
the
had a lot of
dates.
musicians back in the day.
Yeah, Scotty Day came here from Atwood, didn't he?
Mhm.
He's your class. I think he was
Mhm.
Atwood boy.
Well, I'll have to ask him if this is any relation.
Yeah,
I don't know. Does that look like Buddy? This guy still
Well-
has hair.
if he's fast and a good receiver and good boxer,
But he was a good writer, good sports writer.
he was. He did a good job at Tuscola Review. Got initials on this one?
Yeah.
That's someone's grandparents.
BM. 1957.
57.
VM.
M.
M.
V is in victory.
M as in Miller.
Well, I mean, the first letter V.
Oh, that's Bill Miller.
Well, that's Bill Miller. Worked at Decal with my
Bill
dad.
Miller.
And I worked with him.
Oh, that's old Bill.
I'll be darned.
We always saw him with a hat.
He never wore. Yeah, he always wore a hat.
Always wore a hat. Bill was a Navy guy, World War II. He and Dad were close friends. He lived You know where North Ward Square is? He lived across the street from
On the corner,
on the corner, little white house he built.
across from Fox's now.
He's on the northeast corner, right across from North
Oh,
Ward
God, he
Square.
was ornery.
Bill was a boxer.
Yeah, he was a boxer. I tell you what, he was
You know,
ornery.
he's
His
on-
son was John Miller.
John Miller. You didn't want to get Bill Miller
No.
mad at you.
Smoked a cigar, wore coveralls.
And wore that big hat. Wore that
Yeah,
big hat.
wore a big hat.
Railroad hat.
He was a
Dad
wonderful
loved,
person.
Dad loved Bill Miller.
I liked him a lot. I really did. He laughed, great sense of humor.
But I've never seen him without a hat.
I've never seen him without a hat.
And I've never seen his wife.
Well, this next one,
How
I
neat.
actually think you're going to get it, but I'm going to say there's no way you're going to get this next one.
Well, good.
Good.
Just,
Bill Englehardt.
How we doing so far?
yeah, doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Well,
That looks like a Connor, but I'm. Oh, come on, got any initials?
ED.
ED.
When I saw this picture, I saw the name. I thought, well, that's not the guy I know by that name. But then I realized the guy I know by that name goes by Junior. So I'm going to say
Meister?
this is Everett Decker Sr.
Oh my gosh, that's Junior's dad?
I believe this is Junior's dad.
Junior looks more like his mother.
Yeah, Junior is now, he graduated in 53.
He's in his late.
They're about my parents' ages. In fact, Sandy,
47.
Junior's wife, was she and my mother were in the same class.
I would say Junior's probably 90 years old almost.
Yeah.
And my mom is 86, so
80,
yeah.
Junior's 89 or 90, I think.
This is 1951. And so this would be grandparents to Colby and Stephanie.
Right. I'll be darned.
Don't think I've ever seen a picture of him.
No, I would not have guessed that to be. I saw that name, Everett Decker. I thought, that's not Everett Decker. That's his dad, I do believe. Another WDZ photo. Any names
It was
here?
upstairs, wasn't it?
Looks like Arthur Godfrey.
Wasn't that upstairs at where
Bank.
the WDZ was upstairs in which building was it again? Do you remember?
What was
No
it, the
smoking.
Star Store across the street from the bank?
I'm not for sure.
No smoking allowed in here. You know, the lady that ran the entertainment for WDZ, what was her name?
Ruth,
Did they call her Maul or Mother or anyway? There's an old song. Some of the older people watching will remember the song "Mama Don't Allow No Guitar Playing in Here."
right.
That was written. I learned recently that was written in Tuscola about WDZ, and then it's an instrumental so that we don't care what Mama Don't Allow. I'm gonna play that guitar anyhow, and then they do banjo, and then they do piano and mandolin. So they do all the instrumentals, and
But
that
no
made me think of that when I saw no smoking. Apparently, Mama don't allow no smoking in here either.
Mama ran a tight ship.
So anyway, this all I've got on the envelope besides February 13th, 1940 is this is WDZ Red and Hank.
Did they do, Bill was trying to remember if they were upstairs somewhere. Weren't they out on the edge of town too in a building?
Here, there's a songbook, Red Belchers.
Yeah, he belches. He belches the national anthem.
Yeah, hillbilly songs.
Really?
And Red Belcher's favorite hillbilly songs. So they had music out, that you could buy the songbook. And
Yeah.
so I don't know which one's red.
Well, red's the one on the right.
Probably the one with the red hair, but you can't really tell from the.
You can just tell black and white, it looks red.
Have to
Right.
ask what.
Yeah,
Lincoln, I bet he would know. Was it above the old bank above?
I thought it was above the old bank, but it could have been across the street, above
Yeah.
the Star Store.
Could have been.
But I thought,
The-
didn't they, I know they had a tower out here out of town. Didn't they have a little place out of town too? They
A
played?
little building,
Little building they tore down?
might have.
I thought they had their own little building for a while.
this negative was in bad shape, so I thought we'd better
West
get
edge.
reserved.
West
was-
edge of town on Route 36.
At
Good
one
job,
point,
David.
Good job, David.
at one point, it was stuck to another negative, and the emulsion's coming off the back. So that shadow in the back is actually emulsion from another negative stuck to this negative.
You'll have to Photoshop that, fix that.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
another one.
Slim
That-
Whitman, I
that's
don't
fair-
know.
That's fair and young.
It is
Look at
not
that.
very young.
Look at that guitar. Look at that stash.
Yeah.
The mustachio.
1949 is Marty Roberts.
Not the Marty Roberts, is it?
Well,
No, that couldn't
Don't
be.
The
think
streets
so.
of Laredo, could that be? Oh, that's Marty Robbins.
yeah, that's Marty Robbins. This is Marty
Yeah,
Roberts.
it's Marty Roberts.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Robert.
Look at that guitar.
Oh, man, that's a
We'd like to own
Gibson
that.
guitar.
We'd like to own that today.
Well, I have one like that. Ronnie McQueen and I took guitar lessons.
Ronnie went up with a rock band. What happened to you?
Well, I ended up with you.
Okay, well, Ronnie got the long end of the stick there.
Boy, he sure did.
1949 WDZ.
There he is again.
Well, there he is with this.
Here he is again.
He stole this girl right from.
Yeah,
It doesn't say her name.
he had a rose bush growing on her.
Well,
blouse
what?
there. Good Lord, there's about 50 roses
Yeah,
there.
I see him.
Today that cost you $100 to buy something like that for a gal.
What? Does it give the guy's name?
Yeah, it's Marty.
Marty Roberts. I
Oh,
told
Marty
you.
Roberts.
Yeah, it's Marty
Wait,
Roberts
there-
again. I
Now, remember the
didn't
dance
realize it was the
that
same.
Marty Roberts that started that in Tuscola? Yes,
I think it was.
he's from Decatur.
Played a Gibson guitar, if I remember right.
That's right.
Well, there he is with his guitar.
Well, hey, we'll have to get, I'll have to
We'll
talk
look up,
to,
we'll have to look him up.
yeah, talk to Mitchner and Taylor about
Yeah,
this.
Mitchell probably danced at some of his barn dances. Oh, boy, this looks like
That's the 1912 football team awards night.
well, let's look at this for a second. These guys are a little bit old to be playing football.
Yeah,
This may be in the 30s
that
here.
boy in the center.
This may be in the 30s.
You think so?
2, 3, 4, 5.
I don't know.
Well, there are a couple pictures from this set that this negative was really thin.
Does it have a year? This is in the 30s, isn't it?
Well, the interesting thing is says December 9th, 1904, and then it's blank.
Well, we got the 19.
So I'm gonna say, I don't know if it's, I assume it's probably from the 40s, and this is DeKalb Corn Contest Banquet, Tuscola Chamber of Commerce, and that's the other picture that was with it.
Okay, we got a few guys here.
They got the flying ear.
Yeah.
You know what? I wonder if,
My dad never got the flying ear.
no. That's an interesting little trophy.
They're valuable.
These are all prominent seed growers in Douglas County back then. Do you have any names?
Didn't have any names on the envelope, but don't have any, I didn't get them posted till this morning, so I don't have any names, but I had individual pictures of all these guys, but I thought, well, we'll just use the group picture.
I'll be darned.
So that's DeKalb in the,
I think we've got some prominent names there, but these are the old timers.
we'll have to see if we can figure that out.
All
Now
our
this
Doris's are round.
This one is from Sedoris, but I think you'll know the name.
Got initials?
E.B.
Bretzlaff.
This
That's
is 1947 Earl Buyers.
That's Earl Buyers' father.
right. I do believe you're right.
Mm.
I think so. That's why I
Wow.
said I think you'll get the name. That's
Hmm.
He's got that nice smile that Earl, easygoing smile that Earl seems to.
isn't it Laverle?
Laverle.
Yeah.
They call him Earl for short.
Well, and his dad's name, if that's his dad's name was Earl, and I'm wondering if Laverle is a combination of his mom and dad's names, or maybe dad and grandpa, or what. So anyway,
Bill would know.
farm's still out there, got a big rock
Yeah.
out front.
They put our pictures up if anyone would know.
I wonder if they say Bill. I wonder where Bill's a combination of
Mhm.
Bukovich and Isles and Louis Leeds.
Really late.
Oh, this is the late 40s here. Initials?
MMJ. Well, this is gonna throw you, Mike, because this one's from Bourbon.
That is Pam Jensen's mother. That's Mary Margaret.
Jensen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ding,
looks like
ding, 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 ding.
that sure is. When I
Well, got it.
saw that picture, I thought, boy, she looks familiar. Hey,
Mom,
Beck,
mom's
look at this.
mom's a bourbon girl. Pam's got a little.
I remember I remember her. That's Pam's.
1944.
And
Well-
she married. She later in life married Hance.
Yeah,
Bob Hance.
Bob
Hance.
Hance, yeah.
Looks like
Bob
Pam.
Hance.
And she was
It does
the
look like Pam.
she was a stepmother of Mary Hance
Mhm.
here in town.
Well, she's the mother of Mary
Her
Hance
mother Mary Hance,
And-
and her stepbrother was Pete Jensen.
and stepsister's Pam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mary Hance's step
Pam McDowell now.
Pam McDowell. And Pete,
Gee, man, how neat. He
is
was-
Pete did Pete
Oh,
died, didn't he?
Oh, very young. He was in a car wreck. He was married to Vicky Malin from Arcola.
Yeah. Yeah, Pam lives here in town now. She's a sweet gal. Pam's a sweetheart.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. Wonderful person. Hey, I got that one.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. Good
Are
job.
you keeping score?
Yeah, I'm
over
ahead
there?
of by 2.
Oh,
You're closing. You're closing.
Mike's keeping score. He's ahead by something.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can't win on the course, you can win on the eraser and the pencil.
Just to help you out with your scorekeeping, Mike, I'm gonna predict that there's no way that you're gonna get this next picture.
Okay.
And
But if Bill does, I get the credit.
Mhm.
you've never met this person, you don't know who it is. I can't imagine you being able to guess it.
Oh, that's Mary Margaret Jensen. Oh, that's Bill Huber. That would have been, Bill graduated in 41. I'm saying this is 40. I think he sold insurance or something for a while. I think it's 45, 47.
Well, he was playing football to U of
Well,
I then.
47 he was. So, and then in the war, he played football for the armed
Yeah,
services.
for armed services.
I don't think it's
team.
his senior photo, but Bill graduated in 41.
It is not a senior photo. This is
Nope.
taken January 19th, 1949, and the envelope says it's for Valentine's Day.
Well, he came back to prom. He had a date with a senior. Bill's a handsome guy. Mom always said, Mom knew Bill really well, went to school with him, and said he was always had a girlfriend with a really nice car. He was always driving around in a really nice car.
Car.
Bill had the pick of the litter, so to speak. Married a beautiful, beautiful woman from Assumption.
Mhm.
Arlie Sword, who's that?
I don't know.
Let me double check the negative, make sure haven't lost my spot. Nope. This is, the initials are LRM.
M?
M is in Mary, but it's actually it's a Mick name, so
Floyd McDaniel.
I don't know if that's Floyd McDaniel or not.
I don't know.
oh. This is 1949 L.R. McNeil.
Oh, the McNeil building.
He was a doctor, Dr. McNeil. Yeah, that's the old bank, isn't it? The old where the vault is. They got a McNeil thing.
Or above the pharmacy, which
Above the pharmacy might have been his doc. Yeah, Doc McNeil. I came into a bunch of his canceled checks when I bought the old Bailey house when I came back from the Army. There was a bunch of checks made out to McNeil, $5, $10 for doctor's fees. Back when I guess it was $5 or $10 for open heart surgery. Doc McNeil, I'll be darned.
All right. This is this next one you should know this one.
Are you talking about, Bill?
This one.
Oh, that is
from Arcola.
Shields? No.
Yeah.
No, that's the
Isn't that who that is?
It could be Shields.
Nope,
Got
nope,
initials? Got initials?
RS.
Roger Shields.
Nope.
Well, that could be Sturgill.
Nope.
Okay, we give up.
Russell Stackhouse.
Oh my gosh.
Perry's son.
Well, that's what I meant. I was thinking about this. Remember? No, wait a minute. We talked about the guy.
Oh, wait a minute.
Way back when we talked about, and I got Sturgill and Stackhouse mixed up. They had a son that was a genius. Brilliant. And something happened to him. And I remember in Mom's Beauty Shop, they were talking about him. And they talked about him being a genius. And some woman put forth the theory that your brain is a circle. As you get smarter and smarter, it gets bigger and bigger and circles back. It eventually comes back to the start, and you have like a breakdown or something. You can only be so smart.
There's, you know what? Does this mean I can dribble your brain someday?
Yeah, I'm almost there. I'm near the bursting point. But this Stackhouse boy was a genius, and I think he had some kind of unfortunate problem later in life. They talked about the problem of being too damn smart.
Well, Dorothy Feeler said his mother, Millie, wrote a book about him, and this picture was on the cover of the book.
Seriously?
Yeah, she did. It was up at Barnes & Noble. It was at Barnes & Noble, and she self-published a book, and they carried it.
What just happened to our picture?
Phone calls mess it up.
Oh.
Come back. Can you not see the picture?
No, I got a phone call, and I'm going to shut my phone off because it absolutely throws my Zoom off. I'm going to shut this thing down.
Because I still see you. You're still on Zoom.
Oh, we got you back now.
Yeah, we're
Back.
okay now.
So I can show you the picture now. And
Yeah, I powered off my phone.
I think,
Yeah, give me a chance to catch up, would you please?
I think Bill will know where this is, but I'm not sure Mike's ever been in this building.
I'm trying to catch up.
It's the church. If it's a church, he's not in it. There.
Oh, that's a library.
Who was the librarian?
And no, I'm sorry, but I don't think I remember, oh God, what's her name that lived across on
Grace.
Enzy Street in that big 2-story house where Nick Kidwell lives now.
Oh, that was Moran. Moran's.
Well, it was Moran's house at one time, but that
Before
woman,
Moran's.
this gal was, this is not the same one I'm thinking of though. So I don't know who this lady was, but boy, there's the old entrance to the library.
Mm-hmm.
This is when you didn't talk in the library.
Yeah.
Yeah. December 31st, 1955. It just says Mrs. Williams, librarian.
Mrs. Williams. 1955?
1955.
Wow.
Well, they had a set of books in there. If you'd walk straight in and go to your left, that first room,
Orange.
orange books, little bitty books, and there was a book on Babe Ruth and Lou
Yeah.
Gehrig and Tom Edison. I
That's
think
right.
I read every one of those books.
Yep. Great books.
I
Mrs.
can still remember
Williams.
Babe Ruth was a troubled kid, was in reform school
Yeah,
almost, you know, the Bambino.
Look at the picture that's on the wall there.
Yeah, it's religious. You can't do it anymore.
Can't do that anymore.
Gotta
It's,
be, you could have Satan up there.
You can probably get by with it in a library if it's book related, but I spent a lot of time here in junior high and high school studying mostly local history. Now this is an interesting picture.
Local history. What's this?
Is that Mrs. Hole in the upper left-hand corner?
I think it is Mabel Hull.
Mabel Hole, and I'm trying to look at these.
We've
young-
got to look at these kids. Now, this is when she taught out in a country school, because the little boy on the right
Bottom,
bottom appears to be, and the girl behind him are Amish.
up at the top looks like Jerry Breen. Upper-
Does look like Bruno.
Bruno, upper right corner, Jerry Breen.
Hmm.
I think
Reading the comments, looks like Clarice Hausman, top row second from left, second student from left.
Clarice,
Ulrich.
Or
was
is
her
it
maiden
Ulrich?
name.
Yeah, Hausman, yeah.
but this is a country school,
This is Thornton School.
Thornton School, and that is Mabel Hull, right?
That is Mabel Hole.
So that would be out west of town, and that's why you have the Amish. This little boy on the far left is Amish too. I'll be darned.
This is
I'd like to do that.
1948. The interesting thing to me is this is 1948. Mabel Hole was my second grade teacher. And so that would have been,
Well, Mabel lived on a farm out west of town,
Mhm.
north of USI, up from where Mark Weish had his farm, about a mile north.
I'll bet that is Jerry Breen.
Bruno played football probably under. I remember Jerry Breen practicing over the old North Ward when Bucko was coach, probably in the 50s,
Mhm.
53, 54, 55,
No later than that, maybe. Who knows?
56.
I forgot.
I would have been in second grade probably in 71, maybe.
Well, I'm guessing this is what, grade school, sixth grade, seventh grade?
Well, this
Several grades.
might be a class. This
Well-
boy here looks like,
Well, Clarice graduated probably in the mid-50s, I think. Didn't she? 53, 4, 5, somewhere in that area.
possibly.
And it looks
48.
like-
There's a Benner down there, I think.
It looks like you got about 3 Amish kids in the class.
That's not Jesse Benner, is it?
You know what? I wonder if, oh, you know what? You may be right. That might be Jesse Benner right there.
Looks like Jesse Benner.
Which
Second.
one?
Bottom row, second from right.
This girl up here is having a good time.
Yeah, she just got her tooth pulled and she's
Yeah.
having trouble breathing.
Mhm.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, like I say, Mabel, the Holes lived on a farm out there
Mhm.
and west of town. She'd been a natural. Thornton School. Where was the actual school at? Do you remember?
No, I have to ask Wish. He'll know.
Yeah.
But she must have been pretty close to retirement when she was my second grade teacher.
Yeah, she was. She was actually the head teacher at the old North Ward for a while.
We should get this one. You got the initials?
Now he looks familiar.
He does.
Well, you should know it.
Well, we should.
I should have known it. Let me check to make sure
Got initials?
I haven't lost my place here. Yeah, you're gonna kick yourself.
Well, people change.
Dwight McCumber?
This is 1944. The initials are DP. Same initials as mine, but it's not me.
Ponder.
No, Dan, I don't think that's Dan Ponder. He
No, I
graduated in
don't.
40.
I'm just guessing at names with P.
Well, he graduated in 40. So in 44, he'd been old enough for the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised no one's gotten this online yet, but they haven't been up very long. Look
Give
at
us
that
a-
picture and tell me who that is.
Well,
Once you know the name, you'll see it.
give us the first name. We'll get the last name.
First name, Dick.
Parker.
That is young Dick Parker.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Now that is wild.
Look at that. Navy.
Dick Parker.
Dick Parker. Treasurer for many years, Tuscola.
Mhm.
Good with figures.
His pictures was in the library. He was on the library board for years. Boy, he sold a lot of wallpaper there.
Oh boy.
In that store next to
You know, when I came back in 73 from the Army, we were fixing up the Bailey house.
that's where you bought this.
I took home about 40 rolls, 40, you know, he'd give you the rolls and take them home. And
Yeah, I bought wallpaper from Dick. This is 40 years before I met Dick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now there is a hard charging Marine, it looks like.
Yeah. Who'd seen some things.
Got initials here.
Do we know him?
F.M.
Frank McQueen.
Frank McQueen,
Ronnie's dad.
Looks like Ronnie, doesn't he?
1944.
Shape of his face.
Yeah. I'm ahead of you by 5 now.
I hope Bob Taylor's watching because
Bob can't add. He doesn't.
but
know.
well, Bob is in contact with Ronnie McQueen a lot.
Oh yeah, Ronnie came to our last reunion.
Yeah,
Bob, I have to tell you, Bob got this one.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Well,
he did.
he called me. Frank McQueen ran the ice house and the chicken house. Was that his dad that ran the chicken house?
E-Ray McQueen.
Ran the chicken house. Oh boy, I know that gal. That's Marilyn Mannequin.
This is one of those
Oh,
ones you dated in high school.
I did. She was very wooden.
Yeah.
She's very wooden. Didn't have much personality. I like the way she dressed though.
those snaps.
I kind of debated whether to put this picture in since it didn't
Well,
have actual people.
You got Bill thinking about the snaps.
But this is 1953, and this is Anderson's window.
Oh yeah, right on
No
the corner.
kid.
Yeah.
boy, that's almost
A lot of us
Wow.
kids that used to go to the Strand on Saturday went to Anderson's instead.
And just stared at the window.
Just there. Here, Becky. Bill's first comment was think about all those straps. I mean, what is
Snaps.
Snaps. Why would Bill care about the snaps? Look at the laces.
Oh, yeah.
This
to
is
get
a
it.
little racy for 1953, doesn't it?
woodwear.
Well, that was Marilyn Monroe, Sarah. She was coming in.
That mannequin. Wow, that's
Yeah.
gee.
I've still got her in the attic.
Well, what you can't see in this picture, you got Mike Carroll standing over here in the hallway,
Ogling. Ah.
and she's looking at him.
Yeah, she is. I was drawn to mannequins and they were drawn to me.
Those are oh my gosh.
That
I'm
looks
not
like
even-
today, that would be, what is that? What's that underwear outfit, the famous one?
I was drawn to,
Fredericks of, that looks like Fredericks of Hollywood, an early one.
yeah, I was drawn to two-dimensional art.
Yeah. I like three-dimensional a little better.
No, but that's not
Now, she's-
drawing.
That looks like Mrs. Maloney.
I'm not sure. Initials? Lita?
HP.
What?
HP.
Helen Parker.
Helen Parker.
That's what I thought. You're only 4 behind now. You're closing. If there's enough photos here, you might time me.
Well, it might get close to you.
Well, maybe.
We'll see. We'll see how you do on this one.
Oh, boy. Now there's an old Tuscola icon.
You know what?
Did I get him right?
That sounds like a stock answer.
Well, what's wrong with stock answers?
Okay, help us out.
Initials
K.E. 1955.
K. E.
K.E. Kev. It looks like Ebright. Everett, Ebright. Ebright is what it looks like.
Mm,
Wow.
I
So
don't
no
know.
points awarded there.
Well, he is a Tuscola icon.
The dad looks familiar. But probably the kids are who we would know. Wow.
Pretty serious group.
Pretty snazzy suit over here on this
Yeah,
young man.
double-breasted,
Mm-hmm.
regal tie.
Mm.
1939.
Help us out.
F.S.
Frank Stinger.
Frank Stinger.
There you go.
There's the boys, the three boys.
Is that Boyd? Still?
I think that is Boyd is the youngest, I think.
And this negative was in bad shape.
These are three brothers.
We'll award half a point for that, Bill.
Okay.
And they're three guys, men.
Okay. Mike gets point 10.
And they liked each other. And
They
it's an
seem to be
older
getting
photo.
along today.
It's an older photo, probably in the 40s.
1940, Brock Brothers.
Oh, the Brocks. They were barbers.
Mm-hmm.
And it says it was taken for the review.
Vernon Brock.
They were all brothers?
Only
I
three
mean, all
of them.
barbers?
Yeah, they're all brothers.
I know
You
they're all brothers. I meant are they
One of
were
them
all
was a barber.
barbers?
One was a barber.
One was a
One was a
barber.
barber.
Yeah. Bill yelled out they were all barbers, so he loses a point. Upper left, it looks like Boyd Henderson.
It is.
Next to him, we should know all these guys. This is 1950. Oh, bottom right is Francine Furco, the oldest Furco girl. There were
By
three of them.
golly, I think you're right.
And Boyd Henderson, these people graduated in the 50, this is probably 56, 55, 56 photo. Boyd graduated, I think, in
Is this gal a Ron?
looks like I think Boyd graduated in 58 is my guess. We should know these other two here. Is that Marty
For half a point, what church is it?
Catholic,
Eh,
Methodist, Presbyterian?
Bill better
Yeah,
weigh in.
Lutheran.
He's already used
Lutheran.
up Lutheran. Ding, 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 ding.
Mm-hmm. And that's a Ron.
That's-
Second one to the right.
That looks like Twyla Ron down here to the left.
I don't know.
Far left looks like maybe Twyla Ron.
That's
Uh,
Judy
Tim
Wright.
Holt says Boyd Henderson, top left. Question. Christine, second from right.
Betty Cursine on the bottom.
Just says Christine.
Oh, that's Larry's sister, Betty.
Pastor Frecky.
Gerhard Frecky. Oh, now you know what?
Anybody get Francine Furco?
Hey, that's where we were married.
Yeah, it's the church next
The
to Stu
old
Carmack.
church on Pembroke, yeah.
Stu Carmack.
I don't remember any of those.
I don't either. That's why I think it's Catholic Church.
Murals and whatnot. Man, oh man.
How about far left, bottom row, Twyla Ron?
Well, I don't have names on the envelope, but I do have some names online. And so when I looked at this picture, I thought, this girl second from the left looks like she could be related to me.
Well, she probably is.
Turns out she is. That's Sharon Dallas Allen.
Oh,
Sharon Allen. Okay.
So she would be probably a cousin to my mom or second cousin to my mom. Or might be my second cousin. Let's see, what year is this? This is 1955. Could be my second cousin. There's too many of them. So this was
Their names?
confirmation. No, those are all the names we had. We got the Dallas, we got Frecky, we got Lloyd Henderson and Christine. And that's all the information I have.
Well, lower right, without a doubt, that's Francine Furco,
mm-hmm.
Jane's older sister.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Bill was married and the seas parted.
Boy, it sure looks different.
I recognize one person in this picture.
I do too.
Yeah, me too. Then we've got some fishermen on the left.
Fishers of Men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the old
Gerhard Frecky's son wound up being the chairman, CEO of New England Telephone and Telegraph and on the Kennedy Museum Board in Boston.
Now, is this building still standing? And is the mural?
Oh, yes.
And another little trivia is Gerhard Frecky's son, who was CEO of New England Telephone and Telegraph and on the Kennedy Board, married Catherine McCumber's sister, an Ellis.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's
okay, we've got some of
we got
these.
most of
All
them.
right.
Yeah, we got most of them.
Now we'll back row, second one in on the left. That's Rod. It looks like Rod Hall.
Mm-hmm.
May not be.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got someone else that looks familiar. Then we've got Gary Lytle. God, it looks like Ronnie Gokin.
And then you got Jimmy Helm.
Jim Helm.
And
Fred.
Ron. Polig. Is that Tim Polig?
Looks like Tim.
Polig. This is that a Will? We know that guy too.
Yeah, we do. And I can't think of his name though.
The girl starting on the right, I'm guessing that's Ann Whalen.
Possibly.
Far right. Young Buddy Whalen.
Third one in is Donna Ritchie. Donna Lamb now.
Kathy Wade. Fourth one in. Sixth one in is Fred's sister.
Yeah.
What was her first name?
Oh, yeah, I can't.
She married Roy White Newman.
Yeah.
Kathleen. And then the third one from the left is Cheryl Carnine. Second one from the left is Helm. It's Sandy Helm.
That is Sandy.
And the first one's a Pugh girl.
Joanne Pugh.
That guy is.
I want to say it's Ronnie. It looks like Ronnie Gokin.
Ronnie Gokin, it looks like.
Probably wrong. And she looks like.
She Waldrop?
Possibly. Oh, that's Don Snyder.
Donnie Snyder, right. And this is, we should know
that little kid.
We should know this guy right here. Now that is Tim Polig.
Yeah, it's Polig.
Jim Helm, Fred Ron, Tim Polig, blank. Who's the way? Keep on going, slide over a little bit more. The other way. A little more. Looks like Ronnie Chaplin.
No.
That's Ann Whalen. Is
I
that,
think you're right.
is that, that's not Ann Beck, is it? Ann Flesser?
No,
Just guessing.
looks like one of Everett Helm's daughters to me, but.
Well, two of them. Yeah, he had two girls, didn't he?
Mhm.
Valerie and
For
I
half a
can't-
point, what church is it?
well, these are, I mean, look at this.
This is Methodist.
That's McConkie. That's McConkie, I think, isn't it?
And for another half a point, what's the minister's name?
McConkie,
No,
Lemcow.
no. According to Carroll Schroet, it's Reverend Tagg.
Okay.
I didn't know Jerry was a minister.
Rod Hall. Yeah. We got most of them, didn't we?
Yeah, a lot of them. It's a lot of comments on this picture, so I'm kind of trying to see if we had any names that you guys didn't have. I don't think we did, but these pictures are posted on the minister's Lawrence tag, according to Jerry Jones.
You know, that may not be Ronnie Gokin.
But a lot of comments online. These are posted to the Remembering Tuscola Facebook page. Now, this next one, we had him before as a portrait.
Father
Casey.
Casey.
Father Casey.
Say that was, I think maybe Mike might have been a little bit ahead on that one.
Little early 60s, late 50s, early
Do I get
60s.
credit for the church? It's the Catholic Church.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get half a point for
Thank you.
that.
I should be closing in, only about six
Well,
behind
everybody knows
now.
that's the Catholic Church. You don't get anything for that.
And he gets half a point.
Just because I didn't blurt it out.
That's right.
Jimmy Clay's?
Looks like Jimmy. It looks like Jimmy Kleiss in the Catholic Church, but don't know. Got some initials.
I didn't have, let me check this picture. I didn't have names on all these, but these were First Communion pictures. And I do believe that's Jimmy Kleiss. This is 19. This can't be right. Is this right? Oh, 1959. So these are all young people in the Catholic Church having their first communion.
So who's that? Because I can't
Give
get
us the
that.
initials. Let's see if we can get it.
Well, I had to see if anyone guessed online. Marcy Shoemaker says, "Is this Marge?" Let me see.
Oh. Okay.
Joy Fay tagged Bev Swihart Wetzel, and Bev
Yeah.
said, "This is my sister Marge."
Yeah. Marge married Bobby Matheny.
Mhm.
She's passed now.
Right.
So you should get the next one. So I'm gonna say, Mike, there's no way you'll know this next one. That sets the bar low like you like.
That is Johnny Chambers.
Point to Mike.
Yeah, sure is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And Dave said I'd never get it.
You're amazing.
That was my nickname in basketball.
You're amazing. Johnny Chambers, good guy. Great
guy.
Good friend.
Cousin to Jimmy Kleiss, by
Yeah.
the way.
I
That
did not
looks
know
like-
that.
We know this one. Come on, her smile.
And I don't have a name on this one. So whatever you tell me, I'll go with that.
I'm sorry. I can't even guess.
Laura, I'm sorry.
Well, since Mike at least ventured a guess, we'll give him half a point for that.
In the Catholic Church.
Yeah, that's Angel Gabriel over there.
And we've already established that it's the Catholic Church. So
Oh, okay.
I can't award any points on that.
How about the Angel Gabriel on the left?
I don't know about that.
Oh boy, that is Paul McCollum. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. 1959. I'm guessing.
I don't have a name on it, so
Kind of
You
looks
could-
like it.
Sure
Could
looks
be
like
right.
sure looks like a young Paul McCollum. I did not know Paul was Catholic.
I didn't either, but
About right, wouldn't
a
it?
lot of things I don't know.
Well, Paul was younger than Jimmy Kleiss, so I don't know if that's right or not, but it sure looks like
well, these
Paul.
would be different ages. These are not all the same. age
Okay.
necessarily.
Okay, that looks like it looks like Carrie Bergeson, but it can't be. Looks a little bit like Carrie, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah, she graduated in 2000.
2017. No, I'm just saying who it looks like. You got initials on this one?
Well, according to Deb Fay, the initials are EK.
Eileen Kleiss.
Eileen Clyde, point to Bill.
Eileen Kleiss lives out there where Steve Wetzel lived there on Prairie Street.
Right. Their dad fell out of a cherry tree and broke his, remember, passed away?
No kidding.
Cutting a limb.
Out there at that place.
Yeah. Don't get on ladders when you get older. Don't cut off limbs.
I wonder whatever happened to her. She moved away.
Very smart girl.
She's smart for moving away,
Yeah,
or
she was smart. And I think she's only child, wasn't she?
Mhm.
And I think she moved away.
She had a pen pal.
Yeah, she did.
Well, she did.
Initial?
According to our internet sleuths, the initials are SC.
That's not a Carnine, I don't think. They were Catholic.
I don't know who it is. I can't tell.
Susan Cunningham.
Oh,
Oh boy.
really?
Oh boy.
Wow.
Wow.
According to the comments,
No, I'm sure. All the Cunninghams.
I imagine you had some comments.
Oh, yeah.
mhm. Okay, this one, let me preview the comments here. Make sure everyone's in.
I think the class of 1973, I think.
Yeah, she's behind my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say, Mike, you'll never guess this next one, just to set the bar low for you.
Oh, that's Jerry Ring.
It's Gary, right?
Gary Ring, the oldest of the Ring kids, Gary.
Yep.
His uncle was Jerry.
I'm gonna go ahead and give the point to Mike since he,
Well, geez.
Well, I threw out the.
Well, I got
said
Gary.
Jerry.
He said Jerry.
you did get
Jerry.
Gary. He said Jerry, but
Jerry, what's the difference?
I mean, Gary could be pronounced Jerry.
Well, I
If
gave
you
the
were-
German pronunciation.
Yeah, if you were,
Pronunciation.
The
Pronunciation.
German is Jerry.
Jiminy.
Jerry
all
Ringo.
all right, Bill, I'll give you half a point for getting Gary.
Thank
I got a
you.
full, he got a half. That is, he taught at Urbana High School and retired.
Mhm.
A very good teacher, loves golf.
Yeah, he enjoyed
I
playing
coached,
golf.
I coached him in baseball, good little baseball player. All the Rings were baseball players. If you didn't play baseball, you were not in the Ring family. Now that looks like, we know this guy. Come on. Give us initials.
I don't have a name on this one.
Come on,
Boy, he looks familiar.
he does.
Those pants are starched,
Well, they're made out of aluminum foil. They're
Must be,
painted.
there's-
They're painted. They're shining.
shining.
They're shiny pants.
Can't
No
speak.
points awarded on that one.
Like Chris Hill.
No. I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah.
so. No,
Got initials?
can't tell.
No name on that one.
Can't tell.
Looks like Chris.
Was Chris Catholic?
Yeah, I think he is. He is now.
Boy, this guy looks familiar, but I just can't
I was gonna say Tom Harris, but he's not
No.
Catholic.
put my finger on it.
Got initials?
No name on this one.
It's not a Cunningham. Now that is that's Troy. Looks like Troy Truitt. but I don't think he was Catholic. No, that's not Troy, maybe.
No,
Come on, this is,
I just don't know.
these are all class of 1969, 1970 high
I
school.
don't have a name on that one either.
Got initials on this one?
Nope. No name on this one, and no name on this one.
Hmm.
Maybe some of these kids moved away.
Could be, but somebody will know him eventually.
Mhm.
I did recognize one of these guys.
There's the
Yeah, I did.
singer.
Yeah,
Boyd,
that's Boyd Stinger.
Boyd on the left, and his brother, married
Daryl.
Joy. Daryl,
Daryl Stinger, yeah.
yeah. His son looks just like him.
He does. His son looks exactly like him. So this was Dana's dad,
Darren is his son and
Darren
looks.
and Dara.
Mhm.
Had 3 kids. So I had a couple different poses with some of these, but this one,
I'm going to say
wanted
this is
use-
Lutheran. I'm going to say this is Lutheran Church for a half point.
I wanted to use this one because when I looked at this picture, I said that's got to be Daryl Stinger,
Yeah.
and of course I didn't know Daryl Stinger till the 80s probably. And which church did you say, Mike?
I'm saying Lutheran.
So half a point to Mike on getting the church. And who weighed in first on the names? That was Mike too, wasn't it?
Boy,
Ugh.
I did.
I think Mike's pulling away.
I gave the son of Darren.
I
I
said
had
he looked just
Darren in
like-
school.
I
You
know
did
that.
have the son's name, Bill.
I did say he looked
but
just like his son, though. So I
according
let
to the rules that I just made up, his son is not in this picture. So how can I award a point for that?
he was married to Joy Jones, who passed away this year. Do I get a point for that?
His wife's name was Joy, and no points for that because Joy is not in this picture. Although there may be Joy in this picture,
Yeah.
not Singer.
Well, just
Anyway.
make the rules up so I win. That's all I care.
That's all he cares
So
about.
get on your marks, ready, set,
Oh,
Go.
go.
oh boy, there's Daryl Stinger, Boyd, and that is Lutheran minister. Is that Hilgendorf?
Well, you know what? I don't have a name on the other kid.
I don't either, but the minister I think could be. I don't think it's Frick. I think it's Hilgendorf.
No, it's Frecky.
Is it still
Since you
Frecky?
did say Frecky,
I did say Frecky. It came out of my mouth.
you did say Frecky first.
Who's this? Who's this guy here?
So
Oh, I
technically,
know.
we have to award the point for that.
But you don't have the name of this one young boy.
I do not. And there he is by himself.
Oh, wait a minute. That's Carroll.
Curl. That's right.
No. He coached at Tolono. He was an ag teacher or industrial arts at
Is that a Ron?
no. Oh gosh.
Well, give us his initials so Bill can get a point.
I don't have a name on that one.
We're gonna back up to that one
Back up
next week
Back up.
because I've got that. He was a teacher, so I got that part. That's a half
Well, how
point.
would you know? We don't know who he is.
Well,
He
I
could
just
say
can't
police.
call his name.
Well, I say he's a minister. Whoever it is went on to be a laborer.
That's Father Casey and
Well,
Bob Sini.
no. Zero in on the guy.
Looks like Bob Sini, doesn't it? And
It
no,
No, let's see.
I
This
don't
is-
have his name. I did have Father's Casey, so you get some credit for that,
We've,
Bill.
we've recognized him 50 times already.
That's true, but he is in this picture, and
Well, there's two
Bill
fishes.
called
and
it
a-
out.
this is
There's
a
two fishes and a cross.
We had
Is
Frecky
it-
before too, and we gave you the point on that one, Mike.
There's two fishes and a
it's
cross over on
clean
the
and
right. Catholic cross.
This is a
Celtic.
nice, clean little boy here.
You know
Very,
what? It does look like, I don't remember him being Catholic, and Bob would be, that'd be about right.
but it's
because
not Bob though.
But Bob graduated in about 68.
That's Fred Moody.
I like the little car on the tie.
Did you hear me?
I said Fred Moody.
I know. I said Fred.
No, Bill said Fred Moody, but I don't have a name, so I can't confirm.
He's got a car on the tie clip. Fred loved his cars.
Fred did love cars.
Yeah. I think Bill could be right on that. I'm
Could
going to give
be. We'll
I'm gonna give Bill a
we'll
point
give
so
Bill the point.
we can pull within 6.
Oh,
Oh, look, on
oh,
the
wait a minute.
second row, upper right is Mike Cunningham,
Yeah, mouse.
Mouse-a-rooney. And let's keep on going here. That looks like Graham. Is
That is. That's Chuck Grimm.
Chuck Graham.
Don't know. See, this is the boomers on their confirmation. These are all baby boomers.
Okay, some other names I've got are, could be Vicky Hausman Stroll, bottom row left.
That looks like Vicky.
Rudy
that's,
Huber says,
no,
no, it's from
that's,
Marcy.
Teeters. That's Carol Teeters.
third one from left, Carol Teeters.
Rudy Huber says Rob Kahneman, Chuck Grimm, Mike Mouse Cunningham. Sharon
Which-
Hunt says,
Is that
my
Rob?
cousin-
Yeah, Rob's the fourth one from the left.
Right.
Sharon Hunt says my cousin Carol Teeters, third from
Left.
front row. And that's all the names I've got on that.
Also, there's Father Casey.
Yeah, Father Casey, Mike flipped in half a point for naming
Hey,
them.
Bill got a full point for saying Casey.
Who we know.
No, it's only a half a point. But, you know,
Is
it's,
that is that Bob Sini in the middle
No.
or not? It sure looks like.
Well, it looks like Bob Sini.
hey, Bill,
Look at that kid. Yes.
worth half a point. Nobody said the church yet.
It's Catholic.
Catholic.
I got it.
There's the angel Gabriel.
And you know what?
This is one of the Allen girls.
That is that the one that became a nun?
Third from the right. Michelle.
Seal? No.
No, Michelle.
Well, one of them became a nun.
Yes.
Let's look at the guys again. Rob and looks like a Staler. Mike Staler. This is the guy
Mike
we know.
Taylor.
No, he's the brother. Who was the oldest brother, the left-handed baseball player? The Staler twins' older brother,
Scott.
Scott Staler. Rob Kahneman. Guy with his mouth open, I don't know, catching flies. We should know that guy.
We should know this girl right here.
Yeah, is that Wayne Reinhardt?
Possibly.
I recognize one person in this
These
picture.
are class of 67. These kids all graduated in 67.
68 on some of them.
Possibly. You're right.
68, 69.
67. And that does look like Vicky on the left, doesn't it?
57. Yeah, that's Vicky Hausman. Vicky Little now, married Gary Little. What else you got?
That's it.
Perfect.
So,
I don't know if she's married to Gary. I think. I don't know.
David, you got to show some stuff from Bill's class so he can beat me on one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll work on that. I still have a bunch of these Pettit photos, but I think maybe I'll save them.
Well, blend them in because they're wonderful, wonderful photos.
Yeah.
And Bill and I've never seen 95% of those. That Gus's family was fantastic.
Oh
wasn't it?
man, that was really. I've never seen that. I can't.
Yeah. see,
And
there-
you know what? I've been through family pictures
Yeah.
at the Flesser house, and I'd never seen that.
Yeah, there's some history there. There's Tuscola history there, especially if you can not only digitize them, but if people can identify them so we know who they are.
Right. Well, that's sort of the point of putting them online, is so people can identify them and help us out. Because a lot of times, you know, we've got all these pictures, we don't necessarily know who they are.
Well, and you're running out of people that can identify them. You better hurry up and show them all to Bill and I because we're about done.
Well, that's why I want to show these pictures from the 40s and 50s.
Oh yeah, we're about finished.
Yeah, our brains are
Mm.
running on. We're that circle thing, that big circle brain thing. We're just about ready to get back to the pop to start where it pops.
You guys did pretty well, though.
Well, for a bunch
Well, the
of.
declaration at the beginning was that we wouldn't get any, so I
Yeah.
think we did do
Yeah,
pretty well.
you called us geniuses and said if we got any at all, we'd be more than geniuses. So I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Uber genius?
I did notice that Mike doesn't start tallying the points until he starts scoring the points.
Well, that's just a technique I've always had, whether it's golf or basketball or anything.
It's to put a pressure on the opponent.
Pressure on the opponent.
Yeah, I don't know how we turned into
You know,
opponents.
for
I thought we
example-
were working together.
For example, well, that's
Yeah.
what a naive rube you are. For example, David, I never kept track of writing awards until that time I won two and you won one. And I started.
You
Yeah,
won a
you-
writing award?
Yeah, you set it up for me. You gave it to me. You
Oh,
put me.
okay. I was gonna say the Pete Buckley Award doesn't count.
You put me in, so I'd win an award. So maybe you could keep me writing for the paper
Mhm.
because my ego needs. You know,
Mhm.
you did all you spent $100 to submit some of my stuff just to get me an award.
I
That was
did.
nice of you, by the way. And you do know me pretty well. I'm not quite
It
Donald.
worked. It worked, didn't it?
It worked. It worked. You know how to get to my heart.
No,
Just rub my head. That's-
I'm trying to rush around today, but I'm gonna say something and Mike can add to this, but as we remember Tuscola this week, sadly, we lost a Tuscolian
Oh, boy.
and one that we were well acquainted as, and in our youth, we looked up to Bill Kleiss. So to the family, we say we're
Bill was
saddened by that.
played football for Bucko in 1960 team, great team with Tommy Mercer and Lloyd Anderson and Carl Court, Wendy Ron, Hackett. I could go on and on, Jim Polig, but he was my bailiff when I was judge for 7 years. He was my bailiff. We became great friends. He married Bert Keish was his first wife out in Vegas,
Mhm.
and was in the Air Force 20 years. Came back home, married Charlotte.
Mhm,
Wellborn.
Hausman, yeah.
Charlotte Hausman, who she's married to Frank Hausman, one of the Hausman boys. And Charlotte was a Wellborn. They went to our church, Baptist Church, the great Wellborn family. And Bill was just a great guy. In fact, I talked to Bill last Friday. Becky and I talked to him for about a half hour. He was selling Charlotte's car.
Mhm.
That 2010 Buick LeSabre only had 95,000 miles. We was thinking about buying it for somebody that needed the car. And we were negotiating. I said, I'll get back with you Monday. And Bill called in sick Monday and then didn't show up Tuesday. And they did a house search and found him in a chair within a few feet of where Charlotte died, in a chair sitting there, hopefully peacefully. Bill's a wonderful guy from that great era of 58, 59, 60, 61, you know, the Bob Travis, Kenny Snyder, Gunnar Taylor, Kitty Keish.
Guys that we looked up to.
Oh, man. So we were 7th, 8th graders back then, and they were our heroes.
Yeah. And his two of his sisters,
We're,
Lois was in my class and Marilyn was in the class behind me.
and then two brothers. I played football my sophomore year. We won the Oak. Joe Kleiss was the defensive end, offensive guard, tough as nails. Joe went out to become a professor of ag in North Carolina and was inducted in our Hall of Fame.
And then Cliff was the youngest.
And Cliff
There's
was,
an old George Jones song that comes to mind. Who's gonna fill their shoes?
well, I'll tell you what, Bill, not only was he a bailiff, and I reminded him time and time again, his job was when they charged the judge with a gun or a knife, his job was to jump in front. And Bill said, "Don't bet on it, buddy. And you may be on your own." But Bill was talented. And if somebody wanted to show audio visuals in court or do some kind of digital presentation, Bill could hook the speakers, and Bill could do anything. And so the problem they're going to have at the courthouse now, you can get a bailiff who would bang the gavel and maintain order and stuff, but to do all the things you have to do to keep the courthouse running up in the courtroom. They're
Well, I
going to have
thought
a
that
hard
was a judge that bangs the gavel and keeps the order.
Well, when court starts, he bangs the wooden thing with, and so hear ye, hear ye.
I thought it was,
Here comes a guy destined to be a genius on Dave Porter's Out of the Past show. No, and he's supposed to. Sometimes, I'll tell you what distracts a judge. It did me to look out in a crowded courtroom and in the back room watch a couple lip locked, making out, about ready to drop down into the seat. And I'd look over Bill, said, Bill, and he'd say, what? And I said, come over here. And I'd cover the mic, say, Bill, do you see him in the back row back there? They're like they're at the drive-in. Can you go break it up? Goes, okay. And he walks back and has to break them up. But it's hard to hear witnesses when someone's going down in the seat.
Someone's lip locked.
They're lip locked going down in the benches back there.
doesn't really seem like the time or place, does it?
No,
Those benches are hard.
90% of being a judge was to have a defendant just say he was sorry, genuinely say he's sorry, he's not going to do it again. And if he's believable, you're willing to give him a break. But some of them show up with.
Well, you mentioned earlier, hear ye, hear ye. Sometimes you hear as oy vey, oy vey.
Oh, we did that. We did that too.
And what does that mean?
Oy vey, oh my, oh my. Oy vey, oh my. That's Yiddish for oh my.
Well, why would
If you were in England,
David, do I get a point for that?
you get 10
one
points?
of those wigs if you were in England.
Yeah, I didn't want to wear a powdered wig. Bill was just a great guy.
Yeah.
My heart's out to his family. He married Charlotte, and Charlotte had two children. Buck, who lives right next door. Buckhausen, just a
Sherry
great guy.
Fleming.
Sherry Fleming over in Atwood, who's a wonderful gal. Had a great family. Mitch, the rest of them. And Bill donated his time to the Baptist church, and Bill was born a Catholic, but he wound up, Charlotte got him into the Baptist faith. And Bill would go over to the Baptist church in Atwood. He would drive the bus for everybody. He would take care of the young kids down in the basement during services. He'd fixed the church. He just gave of his time and effort. And in fact, he had to give up driving the bus because evidently at age 80, you can't drive. He said he couldn't drive the bus anymore with kids, or that's what he said. The minister, this Wednesday, they're going to have the services over at the Atwood Church, and the minister, Lanny, his old minister, they were best of friends. So God rest Bill. God be with his family. Just a wonderful, wonderful guy.
Yeah, he was.
Sad to see. Bill and I are at an age now where the people passing is really sad, and it indicates we're kind of next in line.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
So say nice.
And
stuff,
you know what?
Say nice stuff about us.
I hope you win the contest.
You're showing your Christian spirit now.
I am.
Well,
I hope you catch up and get close to me.
it's very close, but I just looked up.
The score?
And I just looked up oy vey, and according to the internet, it is Yiddish, meaning expressing dismay or exasperation. You said, oh my, that's the same thing. And so I'm going to have to give the points to Mike for knowing the definition of oy vey, which he should, as any retired judge should.
He's the judge. Yeah,
Well,
why wouldn't he know that?
And I'm steeped in Yiddish language and Hebrew and Greek.
Yeah.
I mean, he even knew that it was Yiddish. Now, to be fair, Bill, you're a retired educator.
Yes.
These are, educators know everything, right?
Well, we tend to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We tend to.
Well, to me, it's just a matter of horsepower. As I talked about that brain, that big circle, I'm trying to stop it short of the full circle when you have mental breakdown.
Well, we also established that, Bill, that if we award the contest to Mike,
You'll be happy.
he'll be back next week.
You'll be happy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Who doesn't like praise? I mean, you're the only person I know that doesn't like praise, David.
Oh, can't stand it.
I know you can't stand winning 4,000 writing awards.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what,
thank you.
that's why I enter all these contests, because
Yeah.
I hate getting
Look at
those
that. Bill,
plaques,
look at
but
that. Oh, show that to Bill. Show
Oh,
that to
more
Bill.
of the award. Oh, yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah.
Plaque after plaque after plaque.
Now, Bill and I are going to get all our golf trophies out and we'll show
Yeah.
you.
We'll show you.
Now,
got-
just so you don't think that I am quite that vain, I've got 2 boxes of them over there on the floor that haven't made it onto the wall because it's just, I ran out of room and it's just
Well, just
there's
saying
enough,
that.
there's enough on the wall.
Just informing the world about shows how humble you are.
Yeah. Well, the point is they're not on the wall.
The point is, I could cover half the houses in Tuscola if I wanted. That's the
Well,
point.
If I took the, if, of course, I only hang up the first places, so I'll have to, since you made it a thing, I'll have to come over here and,
God, he's gonna get a big trophy out.
Oh, no. It's going to start showing us these other writing awards.
these are the ones that haven't gotten into frames because they're mostly second and third places.
Oh, keep talking. I'm gonna show you something.
So, anyway,
I'll be
Well,
right
now you've started him. He's gonna go get whatever awards.
back. I'll be right
okay, well,
He'll be right there.
if we're
David, I do want to thank you today for changing the time a little bit with this
Okay.
activity. Oh, my goodness.
we have to get my poker trophy in then.
Oh, the poker trophy. I
Poker
remember
trophy.
that. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, here we go.
These are awards that I've yet to frame. These are
That's a ream of empty paper, blank paper.
well, this is my book.
Oh,
It's
that's
just-
your book. Okay.
That's my book. It'll be a read for all of us. David, I think one of the good things about this program is everybody knows you're funny from your writings.
All right.
They now know you're actually funny in person.
There you go.
You have a good sense of humor. And we appreciate it. We like it.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun, David. Thanks for having us be involved.
And thanks for helping on the time today.
Yep.
too.
Thanks for helping out.
Okay, Bill's got to
All right,
run
thank you.
now. He's got grandkids all over the place today.
All right. See you next week.
Hold on.
Bye-bye, Dave.
Bye-bye.